This is Mario with MIA Microflight. It's Monday at 1 1:56, almost close to 2 in the morning. I've been working on this go-kart here. I just got done installing these. Well, not just got done, but I did this earlier. I finished wiring. Just a kind of a quick setup here. Dismantled my complete setup that I had before, and I temporarily attached these with these straps here because I wanted to run this at night. Nobody's around at night, so at these hours, it's a lot safer to run this in the street. Wow, the way I did it, it picked up a lot of speed. This is gaining more speed than the one that I did with this type of tubing, the black one. And I believe it's because I'm getting much faster travel rate with these bigger tires. The bigger tire, the more distance it grabs, and so it's able to pick up a good decent speed, good enough for me. I mean, it's not a racing go-kart, but it certainly has a lot more speed than the other one. The other one just has the regular brushless motors. These are hoverboard motors with the regular tires, which are about maybe an inch in thickness. This thing right here, this is a 10-inch wheel that I modified so that I could fit over this. It was running just fine, and as I was getting back home here, I went up and down the street a couple times, and then this gave out, so this tire collapsed right there, and it came off from the rim. So what I did earlier in cutting this section right here from the tire, we're talking about this piece right here that I cut, so it something that I should have thought about this, when I cut the tire, is that it needs this. This is a lot thicker here. It's because it forms a rim, and it forms a ring around the where the hub goes, and so that prevents the tire from popping out when it's inflated, with the tube inside. But removing this portion here, it weakened this area here, and although it was fine, to start with, it popped right out. It actually cracked right here, and I think that's why this popped out. Same thing on my other tire. I don't know why that happened, but so we can see, boom. So I think in cutting the wheel, I am going to have to not recommend my previous video that I did in cutting this wheel and adapting this in the way that I showed, because the wheels are going, the tires are going to fail like it did on mine. So just to be safe. So I'm going to have to find another way to adapt these tires. I may just have to go and buy the real 4.1 3.5-5, which has a 5-inch rim, to do this, to have it, with a regular rim, which is this section right here, which I cut out. This is a lot stronger there, and it's kind of a little bit deeper, so it grabs onto the hub. So I think with just the regular, with the actual 5 tires for 5-inch rims, I think it should work just fine. It's just modification that I was hoping it would work, but it failed right there. Boom, tire. But at least it gave me an idea of how fast this thing goes, and it's a lot lighter. So we can see here, I removed all the complexity that I had, with that axle that had the sprockets and the chain drive, and it was in the big wheels. It was just too bulky. This I can pick up I can lift this up. In fact, I lifted it up, put it down, and lift it back up on this thing. Before I had to have somebody help me, but at least I can pick this up because I removed a lot of the weight in the back. So the other thing is that this is working also very well. This double bar that I put here with these maker pipe connectors, the way I have it here, and this is my spindle right here that's attached to this this arm here. I'm going to have to clean this up a little bit because it is it has an excessive throw on that. I mean, it's very easy to maneuver it. Almost very fluid. I mean, I can even do it with my pinky here. So, but I'm going to have to remove some of this length here, and just go maybe another inch inward, so it'll give me am I doing this right, or am I too far in? I have to think about this. So I'm going to have to work a little bit more on this. Not a problem right here. This is working fine. Like I said, this double bar right here, it's providing super nice rigid support for these wheels here, except that my wheel is tilting this way when it's going into a negative camber. I've been saying positive camber this way, but it's actually negative camber. It's this way when the wheels go like that. And now I'm not having, with the lighter wheels in the back, direct drive, at least now I'm not having any issues with scrubbing as I was doing before. I think the weight in the back may also had something to do with it, because now the rear section is very lightweight. And I'm directly almost in the center of the center mass of this full car, right in line with that. Before I had all this mass in the back, and it was I think it was not working in favor of the as far as the efficiency when you have to consider the center of mass in a car. You don't want all the mass in behind or in the front. You want to kind of distribute that evenly, and with the pilot in the center. So that is I'm happy at least that I got to try this, and at least I got a sense of speed, with the direct drive with those wheels, that size wheels. It's working really well, except that I have to find, like I said, another method of attaching these. And I think just the 5-inch rim wheels, I'm going to have to spend money. They're going to be about like I think like $20 a piece, just the tires, or maybe I can get them cheaper. The tire tire and the tube. The tubes are like I think maybe $20, $10 a piece, 10, 20. It's probably going to be about $50 for the set with the tubes. So I'm just going to have to dish out that money, because I really like the speed that this was going at, and I really like the it doesn't have suspension, but it's a much nicer ride than the motors, these brushless motors with the hard wheels. So anything with an air-filled tube type wheel is going to give you that cushion. So it feels really well and really nice. This right here is coming back here, because before I forget here, I am getting, like I was saying, negative camber, and so when that happens, I started to think about this. Why I was getting my scrub. I was scrubbing the wheels a lot more before. It's because the distance from this kingpin to the center line of that wheel, where that wheel is sitting, if this is vertical and the wheel is vertical, the scrub radius is basically the distance from where this falls. We were to draw a line on this flat, on this flat surface. If this was sitting on the ground, where this line comes down vertically and where that line comes down vertically, the distance between those two lines is the radius. Say if it's I think this is like let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5. Let me grab my measuring tape. I'm working with the lights outside here in my shed, so it's a little dark in this area here until I put lights. By the way, I'm going to talk about what I did here. I've been working also on these tables here so that I can work outside. In Arizona in the summertime, this is great to work outside at night, so that's why I did that. Yeah, from the center line of this wheel to the kingpin is about 4.5, a little bit over 4.5 inches. So my scrub radius is got a 4.5 inch scrub radius. Even as is right now, it's a lot better handling. At least I'm not feeling the scrubbing as I did, with the when I had the other setup here in the back. But maybe now that I have the back fixed and corrected, resolve that problem, I think I can go back here to a kingpin inclination just to bring the scrub radius a lot closer than the 4.5 that I have right now. The 4.5, either that, or I can I have an option here to I mean, I'm not going to be driving this really crazy or fast on turns, so I'm not too concerned with the all these angles here that race cars employ. As long as it gives me the positive attraction going straight, and this is just for fun, so I don't want to go too crazy here with the angles like I had originally. It was a lot more complex. So if I can keep this vertical, this does have a caster though. It's got a. I have to put a. I would say maybe a 5-degree caster here. That is working really nice too, the caster. But the scrub radius, if I can probably do that. I can modify this bracket here, because that bolt that's inside this bracket, there's a 5/8 bolt. The head of the bolt, I machined the head flat so that I can drill a hole so that I can clamp it with this right here, so it's clamped. So that bolt, and then that bolt is inside a tube that fits inside these brackets here, these maker pipe connectors, and so that is rigid there, so it's not going anywhere. But I could come in maybe an inch here. Yeah, I could probably come in an inch. I could come in an inch and reduce maybe this nut a little bit, so it gives me an 1.5 inches of less than my 4.5 inches. That would give me a 3-inch scrub radius here. It would be a lot better than having that 4.5. The other thing I could do is I can incline this, have that kingpin inclination, so that line where it hits the flat here, distance from that line to this line, if I have that inclination right there, that's probably going to be about 2 inches of scrub radius, so that would be even better. But it's going to be that's going to be a little more work, because now I have to bend the pipes and have these now I have to introduce these angles, for the kingpin to be inclined like that. So I may just leave it like that and maybe just shorten this and it'll be fine. Yeah. So anyway, I wanted to capture this. A bit disappointed that this did not work out. Just a bit disappointed, but very exciting. Run. I was really cranking up my street, going up and down. It really moves, with these wheels, with that motor, and it's. I think I'm going to have also good reserve power on the batteries. So I may do the same if I figure this out, a solid way to attach this here. If this works, with a 5-inch, with the actual 5-inch tire, 5-inch for 5-inch rims, I may do that on my other go-kart. just remove the hard tires and put pneumatic tires, so that I can have that nice cushion, and that way I don't have to put springs and I don't have to modify the car. So that would be the easiest way to do that. And same thing in the front, just go with pneumatic tires in the front, and that should do it. So anyway, this is what I've been working on. I did mention that I have been also working on these tables here. I took this table was sitting in the other corner of my yard here, and I decided since nobody was using it, it was much wider. Right now I think these are 30 inches. So yeah, 32 inches by 8 feet. And it's sitting at 36 inches. Yeah, it's about 36 inches from the ground. Right now I have the rock here, and this area is I don't like this area. I'm gonna have to do something about this. Maybe cement it, or put pavers here. Maybe not pavers. Maybe cement would be better here, just like on my other side. So this is the other table. This is the one that I had already, and you can see the difference. I added these boards on top. This was just an open, just a frame where I had my where I had that saw. But I'm going to put that back, and I think I'm going to keep that. That used to be a bench, a little bench. I made two benches here for sitting, but nobody sits on them, and so I decided to repurpose these where you see them there, and so there's probably going to be like a shelf, where I can keep things outside here. This canopy here that I have is kind of a makeshift canopy, and I'm going to be doing this a lot better using maker pipe connectors and EMT tubing. So I have some EMT tubing up there. It's just waiting for my for a good project, and my shed is kind of messy right now. I have all sorts of things, airplanes, and but I need to clean that up. I've been doing this thing also, putting these boards across these doors, just so that I can store my tools as I'm working out here. So it's a lot easier to access these things. What I need. These are the most common ones that I've been using, while working on this project here and the other go-kart. And just having these tables, it's a very handy. It's a very useful thing. There's my grinder. That's what I've been using, to cut my makeshift grinder, to cut metal, and then any precision pressing or drilling that I need to do, I take it to my shop inside. This is just so that I can work on these things outside. That when the days are nice and sunny, which are we are heading into summer. So far the weather has actually dropped today to 60. I think it was like 65. I'm wearing a jacket because it's been cold, a little cool. So but yeah, so I'm a little pumped. It's like 2 in the morning, and I don't know if I should keep working on this. Well, there's not much more I can do. I mean, that without that tire, there's not much I can do here. I am going to do the. I can't be making noise at this hour, so I'm not going to. I could go into my shop and drill, take these out and drill holes right through these brackets here, because I think they need more support here, because this is like I said, it's flexing a little bit there with my weight, but if I drill a hole here and tighten this up, make that super rigid, I think this is going to have less chance of inclining in a negative camber, which in that case even adds more to the scrub radius. And I think that was my problem originally when I had the other setup here without these double bars. I just had one, coming out of the frame, just the frame on the corner here. I had one of these guys, and then the makeshift C bracket. And so as I was sitting, this was even creating even more. I mean, I had the inclination on the kingpin, but this was inclining even more. So I was getting, a more defined scrub radius. So I think that was my problem, with that one. But this is working just fine. Just need to tighten this up a little more. I have this running on Delrin, these Delrin shoulder washers. They're really thick shoulder washers. So, they're about that thick. They're about 3/16 thick, and they go in about another quarter inch on inside inside the conduit, which needs to be inserted inside here, so that everything is relative, to the. I mean, this has to be connected to conduit, and so does this, this section here, and that's. I have these little sections of conduit, and inside the conduit, I have these Delrin shoulder washers, so that I can, with the proper size of that bolt. That's a 5/16 bolt. It's running all the way through through those shoulder washers. Same thing here, shoulder washer. Delrin over Delrin. Delrin over Delrin. These white sections are Delrin as well. This is black Delrin. It's the only difference. This is something that I did recently because of the change here, but it's all running on Delrin, so it's pretty smooth. This support right here, even though it wasn't, as I explained in my other video, this curvature is what I had leftover pipe, and so I decided to repurpose these pieces here, cut them and put them as bracing here. It's working out really well, even though this wasn't my idea in terms of geometry or style. I wanted these straight bars, but this is working fine, so I'm just going to leave it. The back, it's pretty empty right now. As you can see, it's very, very clean. It's very empty, and my batteries, I'm going to have to clean this up like I did on my black go-kart, the one that's done with this 1.5 inch square tubing. This is working actually really well. In my other video, I mentioned that I don't like mixing materials. I wanted to keep this strictly maker pipe and EMT tubing, but with these blocks right here, in order to support this, there's no easy way to do it with without just going with some kind of a square tubing here, because this is a square block right here, and it just makes it a lot easier to do these brackets. I had to cut these plates from one of those huge brackets, T brackets that I got at Home Depot, 1/8 inch thick steel. So I've been making these. I made the same ones for the other go-kart, kind of similar to the setup right here, except on this one here I drill right through these blocks so that I can use 5/16 bolt right through it, and then I had to put a spacer there, which is just a nut as a spacer, because this otherwise would have been floating there, as we can see here, because this is 1.5 inches, and this is a little bit shorter in height when it clamps, the motor here, the axle. But it's working really well that way. These bolts, that's all I had. I mean, I don't like using bolts that big. Same thing here. So I'm just going to take my cutter, tomorrow I'll do that and cut these things, short, so it's nice and clean. These are going to be, these will require some kind of a mount, but I'm kind of thinking how I'm going to do this as far as the lights go. So I do want brake lights here. Same lights I put on the other one. I'm going to put here, but I'm not sure if I'm going to put them right here or maybe on the bumper right here. I think it'll look cool. I think at the very end here. This also doesn't need to be that defined now that I remove a lot of this complexity here. So I may shorten this and just go with just a shorter 10-inch wheel. Let's see. Yeah, I could come in a little bit closer there, or maybe just leave it the way it is. It does add a little persona to the go-kart with those bars right there, and it's more for support of for the back support. I could lean it a little more further towards the back so that I can lean further back. The other thing I was thinking of doing is see if I can move this right here back. If I do that, that'll give me a little more room at the front where I can put my feet here. But the front bumper is this guy right here that I took out. So this was there before. So I guess I could put this bumper. It's going to add more weight. It's going to add another 5 pounds, I think. See, yeah, it's yeah. I may do that. Just add this bumper there, and that way my feet can rest on the top bar right here, on this bar right here, and maybe my toes can kind of rest over here on this side here. We'll see what happens. Yeah, stay tuned for the continuation of this project here. Still working, but it's got at least it runs really well, with those tires. Once I figure out how to permanently keep them there, so I don't get these rips on this tire here, and that it doesn't come loose. This one really came loose, and then I hit the asphalt with this. That's why it got a little messed up here. But you can't see that, once the tire is there. So, yeah, Mario once again with the Microflight. Stay tuned for more.